Ain't this a sweet life? So you come out of college. You go right to the Rascals? Is that where we go? River City Rascals, right?
Yeah.
Playing for Clark.
Right.
Oh, golly.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I had, there was a little bit of talk my junior year, senior year, possibly getting drafted. I had a few teams talking to me, to coaches, a little bit. And, there's ended up, maybe barely 6 feet tall. There's a lot of guys that's 6 foot tall and throws 88, 89, maybe 90 miles an hour.
Right.
So, ultimately I didn't get drafted, but I had an offer from the River City Rascals.
Yeah.
About halfway through my senior year at Pitt State.
Right.
Saying, hey, if you don't get drafted, we would love to have you come, come play.
Right.
So literally I remember getting in the mail a contract for the Rascals. Well, I was still naive at the next level. I get this contract. I think it's a done deal. I'm on the team.
Yeah.
I have a contract.
Yeah.
And so little did I know that when I showed up in St. Louis for, training camp, so to speak, it was only about a week long.
Right.
So literally as soon as my last game was played, my senior year, less than a week later, I'm in St. Louis. And I have this contract in hand. I'm getting out of the car, and I see all these cars. Literally, there was probably 100 cars in the parking lot. And I see these guys carrying Houston Astros bags and LA Dodger bags and Boston Red Sox. I'm like, who are these guys? And little did I know, there was about 60, 70 guys that were all quote unquote trying out for the Rascals. And here I am, just a college, 4-year college, 3-year college starter, thinking, had a lot of accolades, whatever in college. It didn't matter anymore.
Right.
None of that stuff mattered anymore. Those plaques didn't matter a hill of beans,
Yeah.
So I'm still I'm naive. I'm like, and then it hits me. I'm like, these guys are former
big league guys,
pro guys, guys that had. So anyway, I get out there, and we get Jack Clark, it was our manager, and Dick Schofield, former Angels shortstop, Greg Matthews, former Cardinals starting pitcher. Those were our three coaches, and so they talked to. We're sitting in the stands. There's probably, like I said, there's probably 75, 80 of us.
Wow.
And I'm looking, and then it's sinking in, I don't think I've actually made this team yet. This contract got me there,
right?
But I haven't made this team yet, and so then I'm just the heart starts pounding a little bit. It's like, man, I gotta just do what I can,
Yep.
So anyway, long story short, I remember Greg Matthews calling all the pitchers, and there was probably 30, 35, 40 of us,
right?
And so he told about 20 guys to go sit in the stands, and I was not one of those guys. I was with this other group,
right?
Said, you guys warm up, you're going to get about 10 pitches in the bullpen. And so I'm like, okay. So I warm up. And so I had my big pitch in college for me was a slider. Mm-hmm. So I get up, I warm up, get up on the bullpen. There's another pitcher right beside me. We're kind of alternating pitches. Greg Matthews sitting there watching us. There's a couple other people watching us as well. And
no pressure.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
Pressure, right.
So I throw 3 or 4 fastballs, and Greg stops me and he says, hey, what else do you throw? I said, slider changeup. He said, well, let's see your slider. So I threw one slider, and he said, throw it one more time. So I threw another slider, and he said, okay, go sit over in the stands with those other guys. So what had happened was Greg had already knew about these other guys that had played in affiliated ball, with different major league organizations.
Right.
They already had a little bit of a pedigree, and here I am just coming from college, so he didn't know who I was. So, the general managers who contacted me about coming, but he's not the one cutting people.
He's not the one making decisions.
So, anyway, I get over and I'm talking with the guys sitting down, and they're like, well, yeah, all those guys out there pretty much have no shot at making this team. So I was like, wow, I was in that group.
Hey, they just forgot my name. That was on the wrong list.
So, luckily for me,
I
threw a couple really good sliders, and it was good enough that he sent me over with the other guys.
Ain't this a sweet life?